Thanks. At this point, we've come to the portion of the meeting with the public commentary and inquiry. If you have something of interest for the Township Committee, please come to the podium, state your name and your address, please.
Good evening. Lopsided. Kathy Wilson, 20 Beechwood Drive. I have a question about the open space purchase. I thought that was an ordinance, but apparently it's not. Did I miss a vote? I didn't hear a vote on that.
We didn't, there's no, if we are awarded the grant and the township accepts the grant, then there would be an ordinance for it, but that's way down the road. That's probably at the end of the year at the earliest.
Okay, so there's not a vote on it until
We
that
haven't been
time?
awarded
We
the
haven't
grant.
decided to do it.
It's the application to the county open space fund for funding.
Okay, but was it the first read of an ordinance at the last meeting?
No, that was a resolution. No, there wasn't anything last meeting for Valley View.
I thought there was.
We had a resolution.
Just to file that.
Did you file the application?
But, yeah,
Just to
It
file.
was an application,
It's not a-
the resolution was
It
just
was
to
a
file,
resolution.
but that was just to file an application.
Okay. All right. I was, thank you for that clarification. And then a question on ordinance 2517. Is that amount in addition to the amount that was approved at the last meeting or part of? This is the one on, for the Cornine Field.
Cornine Field, to fully fund Cornine Field.
So this is in addition to the amount that was approved at the last meeting?
Yes. The other one was for the gas remediation system. This one is to complete the project, and it's from funds on hand, so we don't have to raise any debt for that work to be done.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Mr. McNeil.
Good evening, my name is Don McNeil. I reside at 29 Winmore Drive. I am here to follow up, I was at the Board of Health meeting a month ago, and we talked, or I shared some information about 21 Winmore Drive. I hope people are familiar with that address. As you may know, if you don't know, when Sandy came through almost 5 years ago, a tree fell on that house. And I guess what, 2 years after the tree was removed, the house was torn down and we started rebuilding it again. And it's still in the midst of being constructed. But there hasn't really been any work done for about 2 years. The grass is still, well, it's really weeds. A month ago it was about here, it's really about here. There's still, the front facade is being held on by one single 2x4. There's no windows and doors. There's tarps covering the entryways. Rodents go in and out. I mean, birds are like living in that. It's got to be the biggest birdhouse in New Jersey. I mean, I like birds, but I mean, do you really want hundreds of birds? I don't know if there's hundreds. There's a lot of birds, because I went over and I looked. There's, I don't know what kind of wires there are, but they're just tacked up to a tree, maybe about 5 feet high. I'm sure they're not electrical wires, or if there are, they're not live. But again, as I mentioned a month ago, this is a safety hazard. I think it's a health hazard. There are children on the street. A family just moved in across the street. I think they have a few children. I think it's, I'm just asking that there be a greater sense of urgency put in trying to get this house put back together to make it not a blight on the neighborhood. I mean, I really encourage, if you haven't driven down Winmore Drive, why don't you come by? I really encourage you to do that. There were 2 gentlemen there last Wednesday. They spent about an hour and they gave up. It's that bad. It is very unattractive. and it is definitely a safety hazard.
I could vouch for everything you've said, Don, because I drove down there and looked at it too. Tim?
I can give you the update. As you know, we signed complaints against the homeowner for the property. She failed to appear in court. What they do is they issue another court date if the person doesn't, they put out warrants for arrest. At least the problems. I did speak with our construction code official. They did do an inspection there. The portico there is properly secured. That is, if that 2x4 falls down, it's not, the whole portico is not going to fall down. He reached out for the contractor. New plans were recently submitted for the work to be done, and he asked him to secure, to better secure the building. Maybe that's what they were doing over there those 2 days. So
They were out there with weed whackers. I mean, I watched them. It was hot out then,
Mhm.
and they gave up after about an hour. You could tell they were frustrated.
Okay.
It's not grass. It's little trees.
Okay. I will need to follow up with our property maintenance officer if he's had any further contact with the homeowner, and I'll get back to you on that. And I will follow up with our construction code to see if the permits have been issued for the new plans that were submitted.
And there is still that pod there. which it's been
Right, that was
for-
turned over to zoning, and they've also, she's been issued a summons for that as part of it, and that'll be handled through joint municipal court.
Okay.
But I will get back to you tomorrow with an update from our health and our construction, what they've done over the past 2 weeks.
Thank you very much. I mean, we've been waiting for almost 5 years now.
Right.
I really think Columbia Park will probably be done before this house is done, but, hopefully not. I'll see you next month.
Hi, Ronald Kimbrough, 250 Martin Luther King Avenue. I'm here about the Collinville Playground. I saw plans for the remodeling of the playground, and I was told that the contract had been approved. I called, nothing's been done yet. I've called, said no contract has been approved. I went through several videotapes, and I find that Jim O'Reilly, who was talking, was giving papers where the bid had gone out and the name of the company that had accepted the bid, but still no work has been done. And I'm trying to find out what's really going on with the playground.
I'll get you an updated status, and you can leave your contact information. I can reach out for you tomorrow and give you an updated status on it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Move we close the public session, Mr. Mayor.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Consent calendar.